Focus on yourself and shock everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something deeply transformative. The power of focusing on yourself. In a world that constantly pulls us in every direction, demanding our attention, our energy, and our approval, there is an extraordinary strength in turning inward. Imagine for a moment what would happen if you decided to stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. Imagine what would happen if you poured your energy into your growth, your dreams, your happiness, without waiting for anyone's permission or approval. When you focus on yourself, you are not selfish, you are brave, you are investing in the most important project you will ever work on, you. And in doing so, you build a foundation so strong that nothing in the world can shake it. People around you will expect the same story they've always heard, the same patterns, the same doubts, the same limitations. But when you rise, when you commit to your vision with fierce determination and unwavering belief, you shock the world. Not because you needed their applause, but because you honored your own worth. So, focus on your mind, your body, your spirit. Develop the skills, habits, and mindset that empower you. Set goals that light a fire in your soul and pursue them relentlessly. When you do, you won't just surprise others, you'll astonish yourself. Remember, the greatest power lies in consistency and self-love. When you nurture your own greatness, you create a ripple effect that touches every corner of your life. That's how you shock everyone. Not by trying to impress, but by becoming so fully you that the world can't help but take notice. So rise up, focus on yourself, and watch how your light transforms everything around you. There is a profound truth that many of us overlook in the hustle of life, the power of investing deeply in ourselves. So often, we find ourselves caught in a cycle where our energy is scattered, spent on pleasing others, chasing approval, or trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for us. But the moment you decide to turn that focus inward, to place your own growth, dreams, and happiness at the center of your life, everything changes. It's not a selfish act. It's the most essential investment you can ever make. When you invest in yourself, you start to understand that your time, your energy, and your spirit are your most precious resources. These are the foundations on which every great thing in your life is built. Yet so many of us waste those resources, seeking validation from others. We look for approval in the eyes of friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers. We let their opinions dictate our self-worth. And in doing so, we shrink ourselves to fit their expectations. But what if you shifted that perspective? What if instead of asking, will they like me, or am I good enough for them, you asked, am I growing? Am I becoming the person I'm meant to be? This shift is revolutionary. It is the spark that lights the fire of personal transformation. Because when your focus is on your own journey, on your own dreams, and your own happiness, you begin to tap into a power that no external force can take away. Imagine waking up every morning and feeling that your day belongs to you, not to anyone else's expectations, not to anyone else's judgment, but to your own desires and purpose. When you make a daily commitment to yourself, you start building momentum. It could be as simple as reading a few pages of a book that inspires you, practicing a skill that moves you closer to your dreams, or dedicating time to your mental and physical health. These small, consistent investments accumulate. They build your confidence, sharpen your abilities, and deepen your understanding of who you truly are. And this kind of focus does more than just improve your skills or your mindset. It reshapes your relationship with yourself. It teaches you to honor your own voice above the noise of the world. Instead of living in reaction to what others want from you, you begin to live in alignment with what you want for yourself. You realize that you're worthy of your own care and attention, and that your dreams matter just as much as anyone else's. It's also important to recognize that investing in yourself is not always easy. It requires courage because it means standing apart from the crowd. It means saying no to distractions, to negative influences, and sometimes even to people who don't support your growth. It means being patient and kind to yourself, especially when progress feels slow or when setbacks come. But this is where the magic happens. Growth is rarely a straight line. It is a journey filled with twists, turns, and lessons that shape you into a stronger, wiser person. The beauty of focusing on yourself is that it creates a ripple effect. When you become more confident and fulfilled, your energy changes. People around you will feel that difference. They will notice your passion, your dedication, and your resilience. And instead of seeking their approval, you become a source of inspiration. Your life becomes proof that investing in yourself is the most powerful form of leadership and influence. So what does it mean to truly invest in yourself? It means giving yourself permission to dream big, even if those dreams don't look like anyone else's. It means carving out time each day to nurture your talents, your body, and your mind. It means surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth and stepping away from those who drain your energy. It means forgiving yourself when you make mistakes and celebrating your victories, no matter how small. This journey of self-investment also teaches you patience. In a world that demands instant results, focusing on yourself requires faith that the work you do today will bloom tomorrow. It asks you to trust in your own potential and in the process of becoming. Every book you read, every new skill you practice, every act of self-care you embrace is like planting a seed. Over time, those seeds grow into something magnificent. A life filled with purpose, joy, and meaning. When you focus on your own growth, you are also building resilience. You create a strong foundation that helps you face life's challenges with grace and confidence. Because no matter what storms come your way, you know who you are and what you stand for. You've invested in your inner strength, and that is something no one can ever take from you. Ultimately, focusing on yourself is an act of love. It is a declaration that your life matters, that your dreams matter, and that you are worthy of all the good things life has to offer. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation and empowers you to live authentically, boldly, and fully. So I invite you to take that step today. Invest your time, your energy, and your heart into the most important project you will ever have, yourself. Watch how your life transforms when you make yourself the priority. Because when you focus on your own growth, dreams, and happiness, you don't just change your story, you shock the world with the brilliance of your becoming. There is a powerful misconception that often holds us back from truly living our best lives. The belief that putting ourselves first is selfish. From a young age, many of us are taught that prioritizing our own needs, dreams, or well-being means we are being self-centered or even inconsiderate. But let me tell you this, prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It is an act of bravery and a profound form of self-respect. To embrace yourself fully, to claim your worth unapologetically, requires courage. The kind of courage that changes lives, including your own. Being brave enough to put yourself first means recognizing your own value in a world that often asks you to minimize yourself. It means standing firm in your decisions, even when others might not understand or support them. It means choosing your happiness, your growth, and your health. Not at the expense of others, but as an essential foundation for how you show up in the world. Think about how much strength it takes to say no, to set boundaries that protect your energy and peace. Saying no is not easy. It often comes with fear of disappointing people, fear of being judged, or fear of missing out. But when you choose to say no to things that don't serve your well-being, you are saying yes to yourself. You are creating space for what truly matters in your life. That space is sacred, and guarding it is one of the bravest acts you can commit to. Prioritizing yourself is not about ignoring the needs of others or being indifferent to their struggles. It's about acknowledging that you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you take care of yourself first, you build the capacity to be more present, more compassionate, and more effective in your relationships and responsibilities. Self-respect means honoring your limits, your dreams, and your time so that you can bring your best self to every interaction. This kind of bravery also means facing the internal voices that tell you otherwise, the voices of doubt, guilt, or obligation. These voices often tell us that putting ourselves first is wrong or that we should always put others before ourselves. But those are the voices of fear and old conditioning. The truth is, your well-being matters just as much as anyone else's. When you respect yourself enough to prioritize your needs, you break free from the chains of guilt and step into a space of empowerment. Courageous self-prioritization also means making difficult choices. It might mean walking away from toxic relationships that drain your energy. It might mean leaving behind jobs, habits, or environments that no longer align with your values. These decisions can be painful, and they often come with uncertainty. But bravery is not the absence of fear. It is trusting that you deserve a life that honors your truth. There is a sacred dignity in owning your story and your path. When you choose to focus on your own growth and happiness, you become a beacon for others who may be struggling to do the same. Your bravery inspires others to see that prioritizing themselves is not a betrayal of love or responsibility, but a necessary step toward a fuller, richer life. Sometimes society pressures us to believe that self-sacrifice is the highest form of love and duty. While caring for others is important, it should never come at the cost of your own soul. When you prioritize yourself, you create a foundation from which you can give more authentically and sustainably. It's not about taking away from others. It's about giving from a place of abundance and strength. Think of the times you've witnessed someone live bravely by prioritizing themselves. Someone who chose their mental health over pleasing others, who pursued their dreams despite criticism, who set boundaries with love but firmness. Notice the power in their presence, the confidence that shines from within. That is what happens when you honor yourself with courage and respect. Being brave means embracing your imperfections and your unique journey. It means not shrinking to fit into someone else's expectations, but expanding to fulfill your own potential. It means trusting that by caring for yourself first, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. In this act of bravery, you reclaim your power. You choose to live on your terms, guided by your values and your vision. You no longer wait for permission or validation from the outside world. Instead, you create your own permission slip to be who you are.